What's up, vapors? Thanks for checking out Daily Vape TV. My name is Nick, and it's Fresh Build Friday. That's right, it's that time of the week again where we get you ready for the weekend with a brand new coil build. Alright guys, so for today's video we're going to be continuing on with our Flatwire series. I've got this 22 gauge stainless steel wire to try out from our friends over at Flatwire UK. And if you are a UK builder or a UK vapor and you want to try this stuff out, make sure you check out the link right down there in the description. I'm not sure if they distribute to the US yet, but I really hope they do because this stuff is absolutely awesome and I want you guys all to experience this. Also, if you're a UK vapor, then make sure you check out the Vape Finder app on the App Store or Google Play. It's a great place to find a local vape shop. You can get some awesome deals and you can look up reviews from people such as myself. I'm an official Vape Finder reviewer, so you'll find my videos up there as well as a bunch of other awesome reviewers from the UK as well. And if you want to check that out, I'll leave a link right down there in the description. So without further ado, let's grab our mod, our wick, our wire, our addy, our tools, all that good stuff. Let's go down to the close-up view and build it up. Alright guys, so as you can see here, we've got our flat wire. Today we're going to be using the 22 gauge stainless steel variant, and as you can tell, I have not even opened the package yet. It is completely sealed, so first things first, let's just go ahead and open her up and we'll get some wire out. Alright, I've got my two pieces of wire ready to go here. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I've got the 4mm bit on my coil jig here, which is what we're going to be wrapping around today. So I don't know, I just felt like building some bigger coils, and still not sure what exactly we're going to be using it on, so I guess we'll have to wait and see. Starting off here real quick, we got our little half wrap going on, and this stuff is not difficult to work with. It's a little bit springier than the 21 gauge, but not by much. But again, it holds its shape really well. So here we go. We got 3 wraps. The other thing is it's really shiny. This stuff is absolutely sparkling in the light here, which is kind of cool. I think we'll do 6 wraps today. Just keep a nice, simple little 6-wrap coil, and I think that ought to do it just fine. It's pretty rigid, you know. I gotta say, this stuff is pretty darn rigid. I mean, it's almost difficult for me to do it by hand here, but I think I'm making it happen. Just really want to wrap that last one around, and I think we're good to go. Simple little 6-wrap seems to be the most effective way to build with this stuff here. Just nice, easy coil building, you know. Doesn't always have to be super complicated. You don't always have to go nuts with your coils. Sometimes you just want a nice, easy to do one. So here we go. These leads starting to straighten out a little bit, but I really want to make sure they're facing the same direction when I go to install. That'll make my life a lot easier. And there we go. We got one coil down. Let's just go ahead and make another one. So here are our coils that we're going to be using today. I think we did a pretty good job. They're looking nice and even already, so hopefully after we install them, they are this pretty. But with that, let's go ahead and install these things. So actually having these flat wire coils, I feel like is going to help us in the long run, because sometimes it can be a little bit of a chore to actually fit your wire through these posts. Usually what I do with the Apocalypse is dangle it upside down as I install my coils, but obviously I'm not going to do that on video here, so let's just try to do it the normal way here. And personally, I like to go right in the middle section if I can fit all my strands of wire through this one little kind of middle section. That keeps it nice and centered. So for a narrow coil like this one here, I'm just going to leave it right here in the middle and just try to fit this coil under the little clamp, just like that there. And you might need a little bit of assistance, so we're just gonna employ the use of our pliers. There we go, and that looks pretty good. I'm just gonna lift up on these ones here, just like that. So that coil, we can kind of let that dangle for a second while we install our other one. I'm gonna try to fit it through the same slot here, right there. Perfect. Good. Again, probably going to have to bring the pliers in. Come on. Come on. There we go. All right. We're cooking with gas now. All right. There we go. Almost there. A little bit more, and I think we got it here. So, yeah, that one's good. I'll just see if I can wrangle this one a little bit more. And that looks pretty good there. So, I'm going to try to, like, just barely touch on these just to kind of straighten them out a little tiny bit before I clamp them down. Like that right there, I think should be pretty good. And I'm just going to tighten down one side like that, and the other here. Hopefully these coils didn't move too much in the process. Yeah, I think we're all right. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and clip off our excess wire. Alright, so I cleaned up the coils a little bit, and now it's time to meter their resistance. So let's just pop it over to the other function here. 0.12. Not too bad. I was kind of shooting for around 0.14, which is where I like to have my drippers set up for mech mod builds most of the time, but I can also use it on a regulated mod as well. So with this one here, let's just try to pulse it up and see if it jumps up in resistance a little bit, and start firing our coils. Just gentle pulses at first. Ooh, careful, careful. Keeps jumping around on me here, so just want to straighten them out one more time because they just kind of look a little bit uneven, so I want to make sure they're as straight as possible. And we already got some color going on. That's why one reason I really like stainless steel is because the colors you get are unbelievable. So let's just get our ceramic tweezers, see if we can brush them across a little bit. Pulse this one. This one's getting a lot of color here. And, you know, this is for the professionals that, like, really take their time and, you know, pulse the color all the way out of these coils, starting at an extremely low wattage. But me, I don't really have the time or patience for that. I like to get the job done and get vaping. So that's kind of the main goal here. But yeah, some of these colors are gorgeous. I don't even think the video will even really do it justice here, but it's too bad that usually when you pulse it a lot, the color usually goes away. But look at this. We're already almost there as far as neatening up our coils and having them fire nice and evenly. Let's just let it cool down for a second real quick, and we'll give it one more test fire. Alright, so I think we're ready for our final heat up process here. Let's just make sure everything's firing up nice and evenly. And I think we're looking pretty good here. Yeah, that's pretty good. I don't think I can get much better than that. So yeah, I think we're ready to wick this thing. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Let's see some vapor production. Alright, alright, I think we're looking pretty good there. Let's just do it one more time just for good measure here. Yeah, she's sizzling pretty good. I'm getting plenty of vapor. Pretty happy with that. So let's go back to the main screen, have a quick vape on this thing, and we'll talk about it some more. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the build. Now let's talk about the coils that we just put in this Apocalypse RDA here. And I gotta say, I was a little bit out of my comfort zone with this one, just because I don't really mess around with 4mm coils all that often. So for me, this is something new. I don't really work with a lot of flat wire, so not only was it flat wire, it was 4mm coils, and it was stainless steel, so I really didn't even know what the resistance was gonna end up with. I mean, from my experience, 22 gauge stainless steel wire is pretty darn low resistance, so I didn't really want to do like a 7 or 8 wrap coil with this one. I kind of wanted to keep it a little bit more narrow so I could fit more wicking in there, and I feel like we accomplished our goal. The final resistance came out to 0.14 ohms, and let's just jump right into our categories here. The first one, of course, is the heat. The heat factor on this one is mild. It's kind of a mild to hot coil. With that, I've got it maxed out at about 35–40% right now, and that's giving me a kind of mild heat. It's not bad. It's definitely tolerable with the airflow completely wide open on the Apocalypse, so definitely like it. You know, it's kind of that, you know, smooth, mellow vape, but overall, it's very enjoyable. And my second category today is the ramp up and ramp down time. The ramp up time is about 3/4 of a second or so, which is still in the kind of acceptable range. And once it gets going, it really does get going. I get a lot of vapor out of this one, which I'm totally happy with, but let's go ahead and take a pull off of this thing. We'll check out the ramp down time. So with my current setup, I'm getting about a 3 to 4 second ramp down time, which is still totally acceptable. Usually I try to shoot for about a 3-second ramp down time. That seems to be pretty average, but with this one here, a little bit longer, but a little bit lower sizzle, and I really don't feel like I'm burning off any excess juice. I fit a ton of cotton through that coil, so hopefully it's keeping up wicking wise. So for my third category, which is the difficulty of this build, this one is pretty darn easy. Just like the previous flat wire build that we did, the springiness factor really didn't come into play too much. You might want to get a pair of pliers to wrap your coils with, because this wire is a bit slippery, so just be a little bit cautious with it and just kind of pull on it really tight as you're wrapping your coils around when you're using your pliers. But other than that, it's a pretty easy build, and I would recommend this to everyone. And for my final category, which is the flavor on this build, today I'm vaping this Sherbet E-Liquid by +1 Vapors, and I gotta say, this is one of those nice flavors that's not too sweet, it's not too in your face, it's got that nice mellow sweetness and a nice mellow fruit flavor to it. So that's kind of what I was expecting as far as the baseline, and I have been vaping this on my other devices, so I kind of have that good idea of what it should taste like. I am getting a little bit of a muted flavor out of these coils. I will say that right now, as compared to a lot of the other stainless steel coil builds that I've done in the past, this one is just a little bit less flavor. I'd say about maybe 10 to 20% less flavor that I would get off of the standard round wire stainless steel builds. Normally, I really love the flavor that I get. With this one here, it just seems a little tiny bit muted, and I really can tell that it's not just the juice coming into play here. So that about does it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this. Don't forget to click the notification bell right next to the subscribe button if you want to be alerted whenever I upload videos. Also, leave me some comments in the box below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on flat wire or this build or anything else you want to talk about. If you have a suggestion for a future episode of Fresh Build Friday, then make sure you drop it on down there in the comments box. Also, check out the description of this video where you'll find the advocacy and my social media info. Make sure you click the link for t-shirts where you can find brand new Daily Vape TV hoodies. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and as always, vape on!